Good morning, friends and family. What a beautiful morning it is at Lake Wateree, my grandfather's favorite place. William Fidler was a beloved man, husband, father, and grandfather. We're here to celebrate his life. William, the name itself, English in origin, means will or desire and protection. This fits my grandfather to a T. The man lived his life to take care of his family and do right by all he knew. Born on the 19th of April in 1930 in the small town of Prairie Grove, Arkansas, in the height of the Great Depression, my grandfather had very little growing up. Having to work every day of his young life left him very little time for school. Just trying to survive became an everyday struggle. The desire for a better life, adventure, and to serve his country led him to join the United States Air Force in 1948. Just a year after the Air Force became its own entity. In 1955, he was sent to Korea during the Korean War, and in 1963, sent to Vietnam for the Vietnam War. My grandfather spent 26 glorious years in the military. But we're not here to talk about his life in the military. I would like to talk about the profound effect that he had on my life. It was not until after he retired that he had the long-lasting effect and made me who I am today. When I was growing up, I did not have a father figure around to do what fathers normally do for their sons. My grandfather gladly filled that role. I remember those days fishing back home in Arkansas, him showing me all the great places the fish were hiding, the crappie holes. Man, I miss those days. Those days were few and far between because my grandfather loved to travel. But those few times that I was able to see him, he made a long-lasting impression. When I was in my teenage years, my life began to steer in the wrong direction. My grandfather noticed this and took me under his wing. When I was 14, I spent the entire summer with him. And he did best to show me the difference between wrong and right, and how discipline can affect your entire life. He showed me around the Air Force Base in South Carolina, emphasizing the opportunities that were available to me if I so chose to join the Air Force. At 14, that point, I'd realized what I wanted to do. You see, he knew my mother didn't have a lot of money to send me to college, and he wanted the best for me and knew deep down inside that I had what it took to be an outstanding asset to the U.S. Air Force. While in basic training, it was his letters that got me through when I wanted to quit. He was always there, pushing me, wanting me to accomplish more. The older I get, the more I realize how much that man actually knew and how much he did for me when I was growing up. If it were not for him, I have no idea where I would have ended up. But I guarantee would not be better than where I am now. The last time I spoke with him was the day I found out that I got promoted to Staff Sergeant in August of 2002. His words, and granted these were his words, "See, shithead, I knew you could do it." God, I miss that man. From now on, I will do my best because I know he's watching me, and I want to make him proud. There's one thing I regret never telling him because he was the kind of guy that would just be like, oh, whatever. And if he were standing here right now, I would say, thank you, and I love you. Thank you very much.